I've never been the biggest fan of crossovers, but this one is actually quite clever, I think. It's a clever combo. So we all can see that the Insta will sell like proverbial hotcakes, and a lot of them will sell in Australia. Loads of Australians are commenting in my videos. So when you drive, as someone who drives a small hatchback, like a BYD Dolphin or a small low to the ground hatchback, I know there are often occasions, for example, in Australia, where you might drive out somewhere a bit rural and you just need a little bit more ground clearance than the typical hatchback car has. But that doesn't mean you need to basically swap your little small car and get something like a big SUV, that weighs twice as much. It doesn't really mean that. You'll get either a 42 kilowatt hour battery, a 49 kilowatt hour battery, NMC chemistry, which is great, I think, for keeping things as light as possible, 97-ish horsepower or 115-ish horsepower. It can charge from 10 to 80% in 30 minutes because it can charge at 120 watts at a rapid charger, which is good. It seems as though these days, most of the time, we're not all getting the charge speeds that are advertised, and that bothers me a little bit. I think it's misleading to people that are new to EVs. I think people might go out and buy, such as an Insta, and they might buy it thinking that they can charge at 120 kilowatts, and my battery's 49 kilowatt hours, and therefore maybe I can charge to full from dead in 30 minutes. That's just not the case. It's just way off. But charging from dead to 80%, that's not so bad if it's not too hot and if you can cool it down nicely. It's kind of a beefed up hatchback, so I personally think it's perfect for so many Australians, hence why the Yaris Cross is doing so well. And it's going to Australia in the first quarter of 2025. Hopefully you could buy one and have it by winter, 3 to 4, 5 months later, something like that. Apparently $40,000 are under, a little bit under, so expect 39,995, something like that. That seems what all the companies are doing when they say under 40 grand. It's 39. It couldn't be any closer to 40 grand, could it? So, would I have one over, say, the BYD Dolphin? Maybe. I would need to spend at least a week with it, I think, just because the BYD Dolphin is so close to perfect, I think, for me. But the seats don't go completely flat, which is a negative, and not many cars do it. So it is worth pointing out. That is an underrated feature. The range is good enough for me, I think. 355 kilometers ish, 330 to 350 real world. Nothing crazy. It's all right. That's the long range version, by the way. So some of my favorite points about it are that the back seats go 100% flat, underrated. Think about it. That means you can sleep in the car wherever you go. Awesome. And it also comes with vehicle to load as standard, which is good if you want to camp or charge a bike, for example, like an e-bike. But like me, my e-bike charges at 600 watts and it's a rapid charger. So I don't know, almost a couple of hours if it's dead to full, something like that. And I would use that all the time, I think, if I was camping somewhere. And the dashboard for the interior styling looks quite awesome, I think. Like one of my top 3 cars right now, all cars with unlimited money, Insta. I think it's a really cool looking interior. I think we're looking at, 40 grand. I don't think it's going to be 38. I don't think 37. I don't think 39. I think 40 grand Australia. That's what you'll get. Rebates not going to happen. What do you think to that price for the Hyundai Inster? Is it, if you had to put a scale, is it expensive? Is it cheap? Just all right. Where do you think it is in that scale? I actually think it's just all right. Maybe a little bit better. Maybe a little bit of a cheap price for it. I think it's pretty good. Do you think it should be cheaper? I just think it's a cracking car. It's really, really good. So I'm Ben Alexander. For those of you that are new to the channel, thank you very much for tuning in. I make these videos, EV news videos, every day or two. Please consider subscribing if you want to keep up to date with the latest happenings in the EV world. Apologies for the sporadic nature of my videos at the minute. I'm literally in the middle of renovating a house. Perhaps I'll go and make a little bit of footage and stick it on the end of this for you to show you. I already did that on an old video. But anyway, it's a really difficult thing to do if you've ever renovated a house, especially when it's 130 years old. So really difficult. Anyway, thank you for watching. have at it in the comments. And what's really interesting is that so many people read the comments way before I read the comments. So it's always interesting to see when someone says something like, Ben, you're an idiot, and then 7 people slate that person for saying it. So that's pretty cool. No, I'm just kidding. Thank you for watching.